X roles now, I think, are in much better positions as well. I think him being slotted in just makes everything work a whole lot better for this team, and I think it's just a matter of time before it gels completely.
So are we looking at Perfecto being the savior of this VP squad? Is he the one that's kind of being responsible for getting them back on track?
See, I think that it's in tandem with a few things. I think one, I think Finn helped them out. I think two, electronics leveling up, but three, Perfecto, even though his numbers really didn't pop off the page for me, and sometimes his mechanics still feel a little bit iffy, I still feel like his sense of when to use utility, to block, to just slow things down, to not be a losing condition, has bolstered VP in terms of just not losing as many dumb rounds.
VP have really leveled up in terms of exactly what you're saying there, making sure that they're on the same page as a team, that they're getting trade frags, that they're getting flashes in the right timing, that they're not finding ways to leave a gap where someone can just get a double kill, get a triple kill, turn around back on its head. When they're in the lead in a round, they're actually becoming very strong at converting these rounds.
Well, let's hear from Perfecto himself, courtesy of Darkmine.
Perfecto, it's now been like a month in the roster, couple of events under your belt. How is it feeling? How are you settling into Virtus Pro?
So actually, try like every day be better than before, because we lost first tournament, lost Cologne as well. So for us, it's like slow start. But now we try like just train the things and train psychology things, and now I think we feel better. So let's see what happens right now.
And for you personally, right? It was kind of a circling road to get back to a spot within a team, a few different detours along the way. How are you feeling as an individual? What kind of form do you think you're in?
I think I'm good, because like I play like every day Counter-Strike. When I do on bench, I play Faceit, I play just some competitive match as well. So for me, it's not too hard to be back in Q1. So my team helped me, so I feel comfortable.
Okay, so Perfecto is feeling good, but the numbers tell the same story.
His numbers were objectively better when he was on Cloud9 earlier in CS2 than what they are now. But that's why, I mean, the way his tone doesn't reflect that of somebody that has a 0.96 rating. And to me, that's what's happening with the eye test. In fact, the one thing that I want Perfecto to be better at is just, honestly, I don't think his aim's as snappy as it was a year ago or 2 years ago. I feel like he's, right now, it almost feels like he's trailing targets a little bit when I watch his crosshair on opponents. But again, I just feel like he's making a lot of the right moves. So it's hard to really gauge where there's been a lot of people that just make proper Counter-Strike fundamental plays. But then he's still getting some, and I think he's better than a lot of the support riflers out there, mostly because of his macro, though.
Do you think that's a case of, as Dark kind of alluded to there, the fact that he hasn't had a kind of stable team around him, he's not actually been able to practice against the top-tier competition for a while, or is that just a lame excuse that we can grab?
I mean, he's been playing a lot of Faceit. I think he played with 2 different mixed teams through qualifiers, but it's been, about 400 or so days since he's really played Tier 1 LAN CS.
Yeah.
So this is a great proving ground for him, and honestly, the opponent's not going to make it easy.
We're not far removed from Perfecto tweeting about being held in contract jail. Someone please save me. That was not very long ago.
Yeah.
And that's a Perfecto that he's going to need a little bit of time. But I think Perfecto's strengths have always been his decision-making, his macro perspective, as you're saying, and his aim should make it back to a level where it doesn't need to be top of the top. He doesn't need to be Dawn. He just needs to be Perfecto.
Well, speaking of which, let's talk about the changes on the other side of the server. I want to start off with the one we know, the one that we've seen on stage, and the one that we've seen already. Lift an S tier trophy.
あと何分あるんだ
So impressive for him to do that in his first S tier tournament show.
Can't complain about Sway too much. I think that it was tough to see him replace Magix in the situation that they were, but to see them immediately go into a tournament win with Sway having really the first event jitters you expect them to have. That wasn't a perfect first event for Zway, but to see them win that event can only instill you with some confidence, but I guess not enough confidence.
Yeah, can we talk about the juicier change?
Okay.
It's still rumored, but it's rumored from very reliable sources. Tanir to replace.
黒さん、オッス。
うっす
Do you not like it? Like, what's the take on this?
I actually really like it.
いや、さっきまで試合やってたわ。マジで疲れた。マジでさ、FPS やると頭痛いってか、頭痛いし、年齢感じたくないけど、疲労やばい。なんか牧場物語の3倍疲れる。
flick that he goes for. It's hard to even really quantify this. You can only qualify it because when you see him in the server, he's just a better aimer than Zontix, who is everybody's favorite body shot king.
So one of the reasons I like
あと
this
5分か。
is because when you look at
いや、
Magic,
マジでね、
I thought Magic
頭いて。いや、
was quite a strong player, and that what they were actually missing was Zontix, who is
黒さん
a solid player.
わかる
He just hasn't been delivering
まあ確かにさ、
based on the roles he's in, based on the ability he has to do different
3時間ぐらいやったけど、
delivering to the level he could. Now I think Sway on paper or in the long run will be better than Magic's. I think Tanir, once he gets settled into the roles, I think he's going to be a better,
黒さん
better fit than
昼間
やってたん
BF
だ
やってたけどめっちゃ疲れた。
not to take anything away from him, but Tanir is just incredible.
Obviously, this is rumored. Oh, sorry. This is rumored to be going down after EWC, right? So we've still
マ
got
ジで疲れた。
more tournaments with Zonta.
俺さ、
Yeah, of course. But
なんか、
explosive potential of Tanir has sometimes gotten heroic
あれだな。
that they really had no business getting into. If he's on a lurk somewhere, say like B halls,
朝から晩まで FPS できんわ。
two kills. Like he had that sort of potential.
前やってたじゃん、黒と APEX 何時間も。あれワンチャンできねえかもわかんねえ俺。
Very consistent on that half of the map, but his T side woes were apparent. If he's on a lurk, he's not always going to be getting that
できるかな？
entry kill. And Tanir,
休憩挟めばワンチャンできるけど、休憩なしはも
time or even in a 50-50,
うめっちゃ無理。
a lot of those too.
牧場物語ならいけるけど。
See if that change is a fit for the Spirit Camp, but it is time to find out on map pick and ban.
いや、久々にスナイパー使ったってのもあるけどね。頭いて。
Spirit Ban Inferno, I've never seen that.
こめかみのところいて。
Yeah, the usual bans are coming out for both of the teams. I'm mostly concerned actually about what Spirit do here because they
マップ
like
ど
to
こ？
pretty frequently. They oftentimes go to Dust as a pick that they when they respect
まだ
teams,
ね。
but yeah, okay, they decide to go with Ancient. The reason I think is because Dust could be a decider move.
Yeah, I think Dust as a decider makes a lot of sense. Then I'm interested in what DP are actually going to go with. I think on paper they usually go with Overpass
Yeah,
recently,
I thought it would be Overpass
but that's
myself.
another concern because Spirit are also pretty
これ
solid.
シャニマスやると DMM 出るんだけど。
There we go, we get it.
まあ DMM だもんな。
I'm glad we got this one. This is a map that it really actually feels like Electronic is actually more in tune with some of the players and how he wants
シャニマスってかシャニソン
and the
か。
freedoms that he gives them. It feels like sometimes he's ruling with an iron fist, but Overpass, that's he lets the
あと何分で始まる？てか APEX やってみたいけど、 アップデートいっぱいありそう。
On that map of Overpass, train banned out by Spirit. Yeah, looking pretty likely that we'll get that Dust too as a decider. There we go.
Handshake Dust 2 third map makes a lot of sense. Spirit great on Dust 2. Virtus Pro, it's one of the maps they like to play at least a decent amount. So no surprises there. Actually, I think decent veto for both teams. I don't think either team can be too unhappy.
Yeah, this is
エンシェント、オーバーパス、ダスト2。すごいよね、ダスト2まだあるんだぜ。まあ消えた時もあるけど。
And they did make history in a different way in terms of song rating, right?
そんなこと言ったらヌークもあるんだけど。
to see this. If you're any other team that's going to be playing Spirit today, in the future, if they make another
てか BF どうだった？おもろかった？
the first time
バトルフィールド。
able to win despite Dawn getting a sub 1.0 rating. Other people like Zway were able to chime in, Shiro. Really, everybody actually had moments of chiming in, and Dawn just wasn't on his game that day. So if Spirit can actually win,
黒さんおもろかったよ。
マジで。
I think
いい
everyone
ね。
is suddenly wondering what even is our win condition.
Spirit management saw that game and they went,
多分黒も
get him now.
カウンターストライクよりも APEX とかああいう
The fact that they won that with
バトルフィールドとかそういう系の方がいいやろ。
already going for a replacement
マップ広くて
have been moving it before that, but
大人数の方が
and making another upgrade on top of that is incredibly scary.
5対5より。
One more question remains. Are we gonna get a
黒さん
challenge in our final
なんかめっちゃマップが複雑でやばかった。
あ、複雑なんだ。
It's the question on everyone's minds. Dawn, you've been here before. I understand you're fond of the wagers. Your team has 13,700.
こっち小さい。
How much of that are you willing to stake?
Nothing.
Nothing? Nothing?
Yeah.
They're scared of you.
We're not gonna bet it also.
Everybody's scared, Freya. There's no wager.
Well, that was disappointing.
What?
I was
What is
expecting
that?
so
That's
much
such a
チーターいた？バトルフィールドに。
Last
さす
time,
が
I'm
に
pretty
ま
sure
だ
Dong wagered everything
チートはいない
everything
か。
they had every single time.
time, and
I-
no one agrees.
I don't quite get it. I think their VRS standing is quite good.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like you should be too worried about it.
but I guess maybe it's just this. I think lightly, this is kind of what Vu and I were saying when we were kind of excited for this matchup. That it's a weird one where it feels like there's a slight chance for
Ma,
VP
iru yo
to
na.
make something here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it still does surprise me Spirit's not betting, but at the same time,
俺昔さ、バトルフィールド2買ってもらったのまだあるわ。
we're not betting. He could be, oh well, we wanted to bet
懐
everything.
かしいな、バトルフィールド2買ってもらったからな、俺。
Realistically, how do you see the odds of this matchup? Now we know the maps, we know the game at hand. Where are you siding for this one?
Probably VP wins this for me 25% of the time. One out of 4 times, I think they can take this one. For whatever reason, I've been liking what we've been getting from Flit. I like that Fame is going to be activated here on Overpass 2 because he gets a lot of responsibility himself. And Electronic himself, he's getting a slight uptick in his own individual form. He likes playing Overpass 2 as a player, and he's been such a liability for VP in the past in terms of his fragging output. But this is a veto where he can actually get something done on his own.
I'm going to give them 28%.
Okay,
Just,
all right.
カバルとかチーターいるの？チーターっていうかボットか、カバ
I
ル。
think they have chances to nullify Donk. If Donk has another off series, then we're going to start to question.
昔、
Could see it happen, maybe back
スラッシュインパクト連打だっけ？
VP in some other comfort.
スラッシュインパクトだっけ？
Having some strong
とか
showings against teams that have
小技をすげえ連打して、
I think they have a reasonable chance.
ラピットトリガーだっけ？あれを大量に買ってたやつ。
いないんじゃない？
さすがにもういないか。儲からねえよな。
I'd probably give it to VP
ラ
as
ピッ
their
トトリガーはあれだ。
best map.
キーボー
It's
ドのや
kind
つ
of
よ。
it's more middle of the road. Their favorites are Overpass and Dust 2. After that, it falls off a little bit. But I feel like I've seen some pretty good moments from VP before where they actually play the map entirely out. Like their T side can actually bring them back into the series, but this is also the map where I've seen them have weird moments of collapse where they're slotting people in deep positions all over the map, and then they don't know how to converge in the tail end of it.
Ancient is a map where I think Electronic should be able to show himself as an IGL if he's making those improvements. I've seen so many times I look at VP's Ancient and I see just some exactly what you're saying.
黒もカウンターストライクやればいいのに。
In bad situations, they just can't convert. And when I look at VP currently, I think they've been making strides towards closing out maps, closing out games, closing out rounds much more effectively.
頭痛くなるけどな。
VP make a step forward and continue to improve as a team. I want to see them show something on Ancient, show some consistency.
Yeah, it got a very complicated, to say the least, in the game versus phase. What about for Spirit though? Because I know Zway, he's coming into this one. He's got some brand new positions when we're talking about Ancient. Anything that we can kind of take
お、いい
from
いい
that
じゃん。
side of the equation.
普
通にやろうぜ。
On this one, he has found a lot of comfort in pushing himself towards that B lane area. Sometime at the beginning of Cologne, he was getting caught off, but he's getting caught off less and less, and that's a worrying sign for a VP team that probably
別にダスト2限定とかでもいいんじゃね？
because if you go towards middle, you're going to be fighting Donk.
Well, let's find out how it is about to all go down. Our last
けどスキン高いよな。
with Connor and Mo.
高いんだよ、カウンターストライク。
We wrap up top 8 here in Malta. Only 4 teams move forward at the end of tonight. VP want to be that team, yet they've never broken through to double digits versus Spirit throughout 2025, Mo. It really is just that barrier because they've gotten to 9 rounds
いや、
so many times.
いいデバイス持ってるんだったら、まあやっても損はないんじゃないかなって。あまりは、それは思った。
push them beyond, and I think Overpass is an excellent place to do that because this has kind of correlated with a recent uptick alongside Virtus Pro's success.
プロってさ、モニター地形よな。黒どんぐらい、モニターの距離って黒どんぐらい？手伸ばせば、モニター手届く？ FPS やってる時って。俺はさ、俺ギリ届くんぐらい。始まったわ。
黒さん、手曲げてつくぐらい。
あ、結構近いね。俺より近いね。プロぐらいじゃん、それ。でも近い方がみんな当てやすいって言うんだよ。
There was a match medic called at the start. Hold on, everybody hold your horses here. Nope. Donk said restore and ready. That's just a misspoke out of spawn, folks.
これアップデートでさ、武器のモーション変わったんだよね。
Yeah, I lagged out. We're like, damn, whole PC broke. Can we restart this? Smells like smoke for some reason. Start this over. I think Chopper tried, but Donk is just too upstanding of a citizen.
なんか逆に手届かないのって遠いぐらいなイメージあるんだよね。みんな大体手届くか。
They've
普通に手届くかみたいな。
Chopper sends it forward to the A side. We're going to get this three-person donut push unless Shiro peels off. He'll follow through, and the defense has utility ready for it too. Electronic insight with more nades.
They're going to wait here and re-exec. I feel like this is actually quite an obvious move if they do it. We have VP getting more and more comfortable in the site. This might be interesting. Taking over window to still split A. I feel like that's going to be kind of hard to read. There's a lot on Icy, who's doubled up in Temple, who's a loose piece, but he has to think to look behind him. And right now, he's not.
Fame sitting full focus forward.
Whoa.
Icy turns around a bit too late. Now that's going to force Electronic to do the same. Zui double Temple and then finally chop.
おいおいおい、一気に壊滅したぞ。
Boy,
I'm not going to lie, that was a high-level read on the setup right
that
there.
was nasty.
That was, and they put pressure in from Cave and, or from Donut and A main to make sure the
っていうかね、それよりもね、寝れないんだわ。
There's 4 players alive here for Spirit. What a successful round.
Yeah, the Zui double Temple entry just caused all the other parts of this to unravel. Flit's going to find 2 in this 1v4, but it's the player behind him that should have this in the bag. He's going to try to turn last second. And good on Shiro to just continue to play the time here as well.
That turn was so slow, it was like he picked up his mouse pad.
いや、今日10時に起きたんだけどさ。なんか10時に起きたんだけど。寝れねえ。なんで
？Again, this could have been around. They got blocked in donuts, so they could have turned around to go over to B.
黒さん、CS でエイム調整した後別ゲーやるとかなり調子良くなる。
いるいるいるいる。そういう人いる。逆にバロとかそういう人いるっぽい感じがするんだけど。カウンターストライクでエイム調整やってからバロ行くとか。なんならカウンターストライクとエイペックスエンジン同じだからね、エイム調整やったかとエイペックスがいいんじゃない？けどなんかエイペックスってフリックエイムっていうよりかはさ、追いエイムの方が大事じゃない？まあ俺の勝手な偏見だけどね、フリックエイムよりもね、追いエイムが大事なイメージがある。いかに全弾弾当てるか。
What is the motivation for VP to take this swing at a team that, as we mentioned, you don't meet up too often versus, and to be fair, it's Spirit Mauser Vitality. Pick your poison. Perfecto. Getting taken low, but still standing here in this pack of pistols.
飛ぶぞ。あ、ここ飛ばねっけ？
No, there he goes.
飛ばねえんだ。
Good things never last.
And cleaned out 5 stand for Spirit.
And I mean, they come back for Perfecto. It's nice to see Perfecto. I think like his personal play has just been is okay. Like it's not like outstanding.
It's okay.
But what was he gonna do? Come back and suddenly be a star player? No, that's not what it was about in the first place. That's not what 2021 Perfecto was about at all. It's just consistently
黒最近何やってんの？
above 1.0, good day 1.9,
あれか。
1.09 or
カバルか。
Bringing that win home off of solid anchoring.
Hold on, Zontic.
早い。B 早い。
Here, Icy head turned into the corner as his teammate gets entirely smoked off. Him and Perfecto, 2 kills between them, challenging through the flames there. That caused a bad molly to bounce back into Spirit. They got flustered by this sprint in. Flit goes down with nothing for his efforts. Chopper's barely alive. And so Electronic creeping forward is going to catch that 1 point of health he had left over. Bomb's still down.
Donk knows that they're both here.
うえ、強い。
Good swing, Electronic. But you put Shiro to a clutch. And more often than not, he'll walk away with the win.
黒さん、基本カバルでやることなくなると。
But he won't best the duel. We want to talk about marked improvements and Perfecto coming back to be good enough. Well, Electronic's finding his groove.
その時の気分でリアラタルコフやってる。
ああ、タルコフおもろいな。タルコフすげえ人気だよな。このさ、このマウスの持ち方さ、これ俺真似できないんだよ、これ。これドンクっていうプレイヤーなんだけどさ、みんなこれ浮かせるんだよね、これ。俺無理なんだよ、これ。タルコフなんか高えからな。高い。 タルコフ。
Fame dead first, but when it's only one for Donk, you know it's not the worst it could have been. Virtus.pro looking to hold on, but still losing bodies as pressure's on Icy. Flip's gonna come out from Temple.
強っ。
Get a multi-frag. That is what somebody
うまい。
Virtus.pro had to put forward, and he'll go even better. Triple
トリプル
kill
キル。
for Flit. A patient Shiro in a clutch yet again. Does he sense this CT close by the
黒さん
boxes? He tagged him.
安いのは安いけど
Now
ね
you know exactly where
そうなん
Perfecto's at, and Perfecto
いくらぐらい
doesn't make a move. You got 7 seconds. You go for the jump spot. Shiro, it's do or die.
強
He'll die. Perfecto closes what Flit starts
あのジャンプピークってあ
4
る
deaths for Spirit inside that ace.
あのジャンプピークってあ
What
る
they don't have on HLTV is an unflappability rating, Connor.
Okay.
That's what Perfecto has.
He's got flaps.
No, unflap.
Oh,
Yeah, his flaps don't move.
よく頭当てんな。
solo AK Donk round 5. VP gonna tie up.
けどタルコフなんかおもろそうな感じはするよ、なんか。熱っ。
That was a great play from Flit, but fair. Oh, 1 AK here for
いや、
Donk.
マジでドンクこいつ試合壊すから。
Fortunately, that's all you need to film a movie with Team Spirit, so gotta stay vigilant here if you're Virtus.pro.
Oh, hits the
Great
ground.
spray transfer there.
ベッド待った。
Quad kill here for Fame as he switches to the pistol. And yeah, sure, 1 AK in Donk, scary, but again,
何このマウス
not
パ
a
ッド。
multi-kill.
But the
招き猫今の。
that moment
今の
for
マウス
Flit
パッド見たことないんだ
was
け
saved
ど。
the day. Took the site back and everything.
黒どこのマウスパッド
But
使って
Zway
る
running through that molly, that was you know, Magix wouldn't have run through that molly inside a donut. There was no way for Shiro to come with him.
Sure.
He was chasing down a
まあ
player.
別に
Didn't
そん
know
な
even
こ
know
だわ
where
りね
he
えか。
was. The round was still live if they played a little slower.
俺マウスパッ
He
ド
got
ベンキューのやつ
hands
使っ
in
てる
his
わ。
pants.
赤いやつ。前までね、スティールシリーズのヘビー級、やべえ名前忘れた。
黒さんロジクール
あー、ロジクールね、定番だね。
The what could have been moment with the Donk boost, but good on
QCK だ。
rapid on the climb up.
QCK ヘビー使
Really
ってる
like。a black
ロジクール使ったことないの。俺、レーザー
don't
の
exist.
マウスパッドとスティールシリーズとベンキュー3つかな。
He only has 1 2K so far. 1 multi-frag round, 5 rounds into play for Donk. The fall off starts now. Icy, first off kill towards ramp.
Wow.
Right there again. Just
黒さん
neutralizing threats
マウス
is
がロジ
Icy.
だから合わせてる
Pressure onto the
あ
B
ー
site.
え、どこの
Nothing too
何の
loud
マウ
right
ス使
here
ってる
for Spirit.
俺、スーパーライト2持ってる
Slow
よ
down。a round with Zontic's chopper versus 4.
マゼンタ色のスーパーライト
Got
2。
Fame and Flip, the two soldiers for VP back on long, and sure enough, cutting down Zontic's on the approach, half health chopper.
めちゃめちゃ高い。
Eventual flank that would have come through by Electronics, so Virtus.pro
同じ
stepping up to the challenges.
色も同じ
Certain level of pressure and
黒さ
tempo
ん
that
全
is
く
making
同じ
Spirit
わら
not look entirely like themselves.
いや
just
けど
yet.
なんかさ、
Yeah, same could be said
なん
for
か
the last matchup as well. It's not like they've just
最近
looked
そ
like
れ使ってなくてさ、
they're
俺
running everybody at the moment.
スーパーライト
And,
2
of course,
せっ
with
かく
the
買ったの。
roster
今ね、
members on the horizon,
ベンキュー
that
の
doesn't help.
S2C っていう
But it
マウ
also
ス、
maybe it
いまだに、
黒さん色も同じ
あ、色も同じ。
game's not over, but you know sometimes you see
俺さ、今、ベンキューのマウス使ってるわ。しかも有線の。
Charge
が
forward.
使い慣れてるやつ使ってるわ。
Flames turn to smoke with Tech9's right behind it. But again, it's just an easy hold. Electronic happy to pad stats. Bomb plant not actually committed to. And the pressure remains high from VP.
完璧やん
So ready
VP
to swarm,
vs プ
so
ロ。
ready to step up to this challenge that they gave themselves by picking Team Spirit for these
いまだに
quarters
有線だから
and by
俺。
picking them apart
無線のマウス
for
あ
the
るの
first
に
seven rounds。of play.
and maybe this isn't the best time to do it, but you know, again, as we enter this meta of these really strong CT sides, you're going to see teams reach for T-sided players that are going to make these rounds a little easier. And with Donk being Weapon X, you basically just have to support him a little bit more, and then Team Spirit get to a very scary position. So I think even coming into this ancient T-side right now, they're only looking for a few rounds. at the moment. Don't know where the openings are going to be though. Can't ask for a better game here for Virtus Pro.
この AK さ、今金色の AK あれ10万ぐらいするんだよ。これもっとするかな。めちゃくそ高いよこれ。逆にこのグローブも高い。このグローブなんならあのグローブ50万ぐらいするんじゃない？
Flit's brave, but he thinks the guy behind is Donk.
Oh, but Donk starts missing shots.
ドンクらしくないな今の。
Chance for Flit to fall back slightly.
Flit and Fame speaking to each other here.
マジでさ、スキン高いのこのゲーム。
Donk boxed in as time goes down, which is what the T's are always fighting against. The bomb's starting to work back, and I mean, is he going all the way around? Yeah. Wow.
So 3 into Cave versus Icy's op.
そこにアウプ
Swing, good for a second.
Icy cleaning up.
You give him that extra half second.
I'm just coming in so slowly right now. You're going to 3v2 the site. I feel like you just call it a day here. You don't have much money. AKs are pretty good.
Yeah, but of course, electronic, that
なんかモンハンとか前ベレッタ流行ってるって言ってたけど、なんかモンハンやる気出ねえんだよな。黒モンハンとかやるの？俺は全くモンハンやらないけど。
A 6-round streak out of Virtus Pro's CT side.
あ、この AK もクソ高いぞこれ。これ多分いくらすんだろう。状態によって100万ぐらいしそうなんだけど。
黒さん、ストーリーだけやった。
ストーリーだけやった。
So far, this game is just rock solid, and they can rely on Icy so much too. He's putting up more than one multi here on the op.
すげえ流行ったけども、なんか冷めたイメージがあるんだよな、モンハン。まだ人いるんだろうけど。
Yeah, he's up there towards the top tonight. That's a win condition for Virtus Pro.
That smoke's too deep.
Yeah, good pocket for the T's to play within it. Little challenge out of Fame towards main. But does Electronic take the cave challenge?
He got hurt.
Keeping his head down for the time being, looking to not die.
Well, whenever they've established on mid, it's just been different looks inside of window. Now they've doubled up Fame and Flit instead of one donut. Oh, but will they drop their guard?
Shiro will.
Yeah.
Oh, and Flit makes the most of it.
Ooh, 強。
Third kill onto Donk. No trade out of Donk. And on top of that, Electronic, even
このナイフクソ高いこれ。バタフライナイフクソ高いっすね。
Perfecto down on ramp. This is a recovery mission for Spirit because of Flit.
That was actually, I feel like they didn't quite look at the name. They took out Fame.
Jumps the gun though. Icy missing shots.
Yeah.
And that's going to reopen this round.
Chopper needs to go back around. He's trying to catch a lurk kill first though. But he's going to run out of time if he doesn't do either.
40 seconds of play. Icy.
けどこれプラントむずいね。
Control of Donut falls into the hands of 2.
Wait, he's just going to take it. Is that what's happening at the moment? Wait, will he get a kill? Let's see. Looking into Donut. But it's going to be awkward if he doesn't get a kill, can't help on the rotations. He can't let them leave, you know what I mean? He's not going to be able to meet Chopper at the site by himself.
So he throws a grenade to try to keep them locked in, goes on the hunt with the op. 15 seconds, they're going to figure this one out as the utility comes down on B.
さあ、チョッパー、クラッチストーリー。クラッチストーリーじゃねえ。クラッチモーション。
They knew damn well Zwei wasn't getting out of there. He plants and gets off site, tries to wrap towards middle. Contact. Costs him a lot of health. Perfecto's going to win this duel. VP remain alive with majority. The only silver lining here is bomb for once gets planted.
Yeah, that wasn't a great late round situation there. I think Zwei could have been a lot more useful, or Chopper comes back to A. But I think the version of that round that they played out was like the least chance of winning. If Zwei gets a kill, then he can just jump away and stay alive, and then it's fine.
あれ死体邪魔でドンク見えなかったの。
1v1 maybe for Chopper over on the B side. He could probably plant for tree. Chopper could probably push to CT, get a kill, and then come back and plant. But instead, Zwei's like, how do I find a kill? Who's going to fight me? Chopper's leaving me. So I don't even know who to dish the blame out to. I just know there was no chemistry.
And it felt like Spirit make the play to... They made the move that had the lowest chance of winning the round, but the highest chance of planting a bomb.
Yeah, that's true.
Chopper gets out, punches it in. But what is that? At this point, 7 rounds straight for VP. 3 more to play out.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
最近プロスピやってねえな。
Still have confidence in the CT side. You said we were looking for a couple of rounds here on the attack. Well, you've got a couple.
Yeah.
But I think they'd rather a
couple
few.
more, couple more.
多分プロスピに球団の名前、プロスピやるときタイトルに球団の名前書いとけば人来そうだわ。
So always say a couple more, but even those chances are running low.
But I mean, Donk has been effectively neutralized this game. Still has a single 2K and 3 individual frags. We could throw him under the bus, but Zontix also only has 1. And it's a lot of talk at the town right now. T-side impact. Still some runway to draw back this T-side. And they'll keep 3 outside B for now. Donk in middle, caught nothing. And there's nobody here to hold him back either. Flit adding himself over to the B site. Fame now coming around towards Red Room in a moment.
Electronic hanging out.
熱っ。
They could set Donk off the lurk, but if he gets 1 kill in this spot, and this is a reason to go B, well, there's still 3 players here. I think the one thing for the
Monster
CT is,
I
don't know, I mean, they have Cave as well. Like, they've got a lot of space. I love Virtus Pro's position right now, especially with the attack coming this way. No more flashes here for Spirit.
There's also an additional smoke on Fame, so at 25 seconds as the
なんならモンスターいつやった
you can see him keeping an eye on Red Room, but also wanting to help out with this defense
記憶に
inside
ご
B.
ざ
Now
いま
Fame
せ
full
ん。
commit to this.
They're on 15 seconds.
They are just going to stack this bomb site with bodies and try their damnedest
2
to
週間ぐらい前
hold
か。
Spirit
あ、
10 to the clock. Finally able to get out of that ramp. A jumping kill here for Chopper. Third player on site is Fame.
No.
It's a
うえー
from Red Room to the B site. The last edition. Have you ever seen
マジ
a team
で
up where Donk doesn't even get involved?
エイム良すぎ
What a spotlight moment out of Fame. That's
エイム良すぎやろ。
on the hold. There is no time to make that happen.
やばくない今の。
Virtus Pro set up before this attack
この武器さ、
started allowed them to lose players.
弾20発しかないんだよ。
Hoping Fame wasn't the additional guy
弾
over here.
20発しかないのに
He's the guy
4
who
人
died
倒す
back
のは
in
やばい
Window
よ。
last round. He's the guy who died in Donut the round before that. He's not supposed to be filling in B. That's a sign that we've already lost a round. So, not surprised Spirit thought that that was a free plan.
Blitznade goes deep. Donk on the chase. You've effectively avoided this kind of a Donk aggression quite often, but not now, not in round 11. Something a bit different here for Spirit. Something they're used to, but haven't had throughout this map of Ancient. Man advantage. It comes off a round where it's a solo AK for Donk again. We already saw this same buy. Get a 5v4 once, still lose, and now Pistol turned back on A main. Electronic knows his back is eventually compromised. They flood out from Donut into the site. They'll give themselves a post plant, even if it's going to remain a scramble.
Yeah, this plan kind of gets out of hand. They just need to hold utility for a sec because they have temple control, so they can come and smoke Donut after.
2 smokes for Virtus Pro. Fame's going to clear Shiro off site. You've got everybody corralled back here.
さあ、スモークあるよ。
And if Electronic can join them from A main, you will smoke off 3 quarters.
スモークあるよ。
Smart.
Oh, it goes a bit deep, and there's still going to be this pocket to play in front of. So Donk's got a chance to fight. Icy drops him, Sway pushing out, killed, and the Tech 9 hits the dink. A single health for Icy. Coverage as that defuses coming out.
Oh.
One shot. All he needs, and Chopper hits it.
That respect to Spirit for actually figuring out how to win that. The angles that VP opened up for themselves to smoke in a donut, Spirit said, we're playing in the tunnel. We are going to be ready to swing as they throw them. They made that a priority in an active moment where that was the only threat to them. They actually had the time ticking down. Decent post-plant spots. They didn't have any counter utility, though. So they had to fight like this. VP were even lucky to get a smoke in. They killed the first guy who tried to throw one. So it comes down to a clutch, but it's winning chances generated by playing that active defense.
They pull one off.
頭痛い。やべえ、頭痛い。
Full rush, nobody home to stop this. Icy,
wow.
Desperate, tries to dive in. Missed chance at what could have been. Fame now ready to do the same. And as he cheats around the side of smoke, does he get away? Icy won't in the end. It's a shot through smoke from Zontix that finds him. Electronic tries the same thing. And Zontix just empties the mag, dumps it through the smoke. This is chaos. In the final round of the half, it falls on Donk at the end. So much back and forth. Perfecto tries to make the difference, and he will with a third. VP fight fire with fire for a 9-round CT side.
展開が早い。展開が早いっす。3分間暇だな。
I play with Wyatt from Faces, so it's very good player. I think it's a little bit questionable, but I kind of like it. A new young guy, new motivation coming in. He's probably very hungry to win, so maybe that's something that they needed.
For now, I'm not pretty sure, but we will see in the future. Magisk was like a shadow player for me, like someone who doing the shadow walking. It's an important role in Counter-Strike that people sometimes often forget.
It's a bit scary for me at the beginning because I thought Magix was like to some extent the heart of the team. It worked out in Cologne. I think you can go a tournament without him or two, but it's gonna be tough long run.
I think it could raise their floor and ceiling in the long term as well, but I also think at the same time that at the moment they might not be as good as they were before, even though they just won Cologne. So
I think they proved that it is a good move in some sense because I don't know how it's gonna be long term, but if they wanted more skill, they got more skill.
In my opinion, I think it will be lower.
I think long-term Spirit is gonna come out on the better side of it.
マジでこの時間帯涼しいわ。夜中涼しい。
今日は196の作り方です。
はい。
まずレモンを切って。
果物を切ったり熱を加えると果物そのものの美味しさは逃げます。そこでマイナス196度製法。マイナス196度で瞬間凍結することで果物そのものの美味しさを閉じ込めることができるんです。
だから196なんや。ほなここじゃ作られへんよ。
です。おい。閉じ込めたのは美味しさの全部。マイナス196度製法の196。あっぱれ。サントリー。
It's the best feeling watching him live out his dream.
Kita udah
nunjukin
kalau ladies itu juga tetap bisa bersaing di scene cowok.
It's this pressure that you have on you that if you don't win, you lose your job.
よくカバル続いてんな。
Nothing is granted, everything is earned.
すげえよな、カバルまだ続いてるって。
黒さん、大分変わった。
カバルだいぶ変わった？いやもう初見無理やろ。このゲーム。
Six opening kills for Team Spirit, only 3 rounds converted off of that on the attack. When any half has as many multi-frags for Donk as Chopper, and the same amount of total kills, you know the game plan didn't go to plan for Team Spirit.
It didn't. Now there's like this reliance on the pistol. It's still in the realm of possibility. You couldn't ask for a better CT half though from Virtus Pro. They did everything they
今ならオスリーム武器もらえるって。いらねえよ、そんなゴミ武器。
A couple rounds here, the one on the pistol, one on that last rifle. Excellent mid to late round decision making. They did throw away a position where they had Sway and Chopper. I mean, it's 2v3.
ああ、だるいな。
You know, like Spirit versus Virtus Pro, they should still be able to win some of those types of rounds.
なんでカムバック毎回シグナ変わんねえし。
Mirror swap. Zontix had a very flat half, unfortunately, and not what was needed here on T side for sure.
And unfortunately, Sway kind of right there with him. So,
yeah. Yeah, I am really expecting to be impressed by his way in the long term, but honestly, the more maps I watch, there are a lot of small issues with the way that he plays that are
growing pains.
Yeah, definitely. That Magix wouldn't make those mistakes right now.
Okay.
And it's fair to say, you know, you're still building for the future all the time. And if you're not doing that, you're not playing to win as an org. So that I can understand the potential that was seen, but there are some worrying moments here. It's kind of tough though, because like every other rookie debut was just fantastic.
Right.
But they all don't have to be.
Yeah.
I remember when Jabby joined Heroic, that took about 6 months for him to be any good, and then he became the best player on Heroic.
When Bit joined Navi.
When Bit joined Navi, that was for me the best comparison, I guess, because wow, did he look so uncomfortable.
招き猫じゃねえけど、日本っぽいね。なんか、キャラクターが。
Given it time.
だるまとかあるんだけど。
We will.
We don't have a choice. We got to give everyone as much time as they. So we don't make any moves, and we have to just watch everything happen.
We're actually not involved in the process whatsoever.
No, they never run that by us.
Nope.
Sometimes we go sleep on it, and then they don't.
I'm still waiting for someone to ask for my opinion.
Yeah, I'd love to get involved.
You know, hey, I know some guys. We got a quick headset issue here, folks. We'll get that one sorted out real quick. We've got these things. We got boxes and boxes of ace zones.
Boxes. It's the world is coming to an end, and Donk has to change teams. What team does he go to? You can just pick your favorite team to put him on.
FaZe Clan. He goes to FaZe Clan.
He goes to FaZe Clan.
He replaces Elige as the entry fragger on FaZe Clan.
You mean Twist?
Oh! Now that one they did ask me about.
And what'd you say?
I said, get Donk.
Yeah. They never listen to us.
All right. Second pistol.
All
Thank
right.
you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen.
No joke, this could be everything. We saw an 11-1 comeback from Mongols. Don't have a short memory about this, folks. Virtus Pro, they want this pistol.
Get it on. Meanwhile, you've got Flit and Fame. One of my favorite rifling duos in Counter-Strike, for the record.
Because you always see them together in real life.
Yes, they're like Thing 1 and Thing 2. Flash into the donut. Donk gonna dive back. And a smoke comes down as well. With how prepared Pistol Spirit were in the first one, I expect something good here. Rotating quick through Temple. They're gonna dive straight out through that donut smoke. And it's a lot of kills. Spirit. Enough kills with those Berettas in the positions they were
Connor,
to close out.
It's officially a tie game.
Oh my god.
And we'll be body language experts here and sort of like read, how it feels. We saw Madger pinching the top of his nose 2 rounds into an 11-1 comeback, so we'll have to see. The investment comes down even though there's no plant here. It's a very clean win for Team Spirit. They'll come through with an MP9. Wow, just one actually. Kind of reading into a force-up where
だいぶ変わったって言ったら、エーペックスも、前言ったけど変わったからな、結構。
They're right.
Line up.
強い。
There we go. There he is. I was starting to get a little worried.
They kind of half cleared it.
Two multi-kills in the first half, for the record.
And immediately pulled out of like, there's no one who's ever going to stand here if we just smoke the right side and only left this side open. Knock, knock.
Donk, donk. It's hard to apply the nobody would do that conversation to Donk because of all the things that he has done.
変わったと思う。
Yeah.
エーペックスはもう、やるより見る方がもう強い。逆よ。やるより見る方がいい。
He is the kind of guy that will catch you off because you haven't ever played anybody like him. And for somebody like Perfecto who's been out of the game a bit, you've been exposed less than the others. Not even breaking a sweat in this round. That M4 ends up being well worth it in the hands of Donk. And so that gap between teams already starting to close.
あんまり変わりすぎて俺全然ついていけねえもん。多分。
See that. With Glocks next.
Fame immediately goes to the smoke. Next part of the plan.
あれ見えるんだ頭。
Anti-force is correct. He set up perfectly for that.
Atsu.
There you go. A little frag grenade for your
いやこのバタフライクソ高えぞ。このナイフ。いくらすんだろう ?100 万、150万とかすんのかな バカ高えよこれ。エメラルドは高えからな。
To chew through 3. See if they can force Chopper back. Plenty of time if you're hoping to just get more grenades out before the commitment comes through. Smoke double flash for VP to still. And it's the small victories in a round like this. You got Chopper out of the front room. Now he's in the second half of Cave.
Honestly, you play around like this, like there are no OGs on Spirit. Actually, none of these players were relevant players. Last time the meta was this CT-sided.
Okay.
Electronic has lived through it. Like literally lived through this. And he knows you got to squeeze these T rounds for every kill so that you can just keep that money low at all times. Work hard for him.
He got wallbanged earlier, so that's why he's on 11. Easy drive-by, not to mention Sway got tagged up. You just kind of have Spirit with false confidence that they could stick around for a second and take those kills. VP, it's a slow squeeze, but it's a good squeeze. Good enough to give them a chance, and then Donk shows up. You've got 12 seconds left over. Nobody can get the better of Donk. Now he's just rattling off with Tech 9 shots, and that's going to topple everybody. Donk and Zontix on the scene to save them because VP did get what they wanted. Wallbang damage, utility usage, and the cave entries. They just didn't have that pizzazz, that va-va-boom to get out into the site.
Yeah, those two bonuses, like the extra $50 per kill, that's making the CT side a lot more resilient. That makes it harder to break the economy. So when a map CT favored already, you need to be able to break the economy to totally ruin the game. Otherwise, you get the massive streaks that we do. VP are going to be willing to like grind out those rounds for every kill that they can. That situation, they didn't get a plan, they didn't win, but it was actually still pretty successful. They did a lot of damage considering what they had.
強っ。
Now they have much
いや最近どころか半年ぐらいうちの放送に初見来てねえわ。まあ初見さん歓迎とか書いてねえからな俺。
Yeah, but look at this map. There's absolutely no one on the A site. They're blocking such a huge risk for them. Forfeiting vision, but they're just trying to lure them towards the fight. But they're actually, it looks like pretty correct about Virtus Pro. They're grouping up towards this.
Still got to correct up though. Still got to give us some kills to talk about.
It's too late. Virtus Pro, they got to take cave control as well as Exact. They got to move.
Sway brings down one. Chopper looking for his. Electronic's going to make it a little more uncomfortable with the flash, and Electronic's not going anywhere. He's got Chopper locked.
エレクトロニックマジで強いな。おー、白のポジションがいい。
He runs it in. He's got 3 players still behind him.
Shiro's leaving. He's got to come back because if they don't stop the bomb, the retake odds are very low. Flit down to 2 HP doesn't matter versus the but they're going to walk to his direction. He just has to hit one shot.
Smoke outside a cave. 10 seconds, flashes and fire is great though.
Okay.
何もFB か。この俺みたいなムーブすんだ。ちょっと強く。うーわ強え。これ勝つの？いやこのゲームマジでスナイパー強いけど、それ当てるのはやばいな。
I don't know if he was totally ready for the guy up close, but he backed up just enough that made it feel like it. Held wide enough for a default. Hit the guy incidentally. Anyways, nasty first kill. Absolutely saved the day. Damn, that was a big chance for Virtus Pro.
サムシングのマークあるな。サムシングのスポンサーの。
These are the chances, though. Those are the big chances. They've let Spirit back into the game big time. If they were going to hold that close from the top of a banana, They need to be ready to trade Shiro coming up short instantly. Why are we holding the middle of that wall if you can't peek either option? And long is secured.
Here comes a challenge.
Painful challenge.
Yeah.
They just
leave.
Holy hell. I almost thought there was like a bit of
グレネードです。84も食らってんだけど。
Gives you that extra half vision, makes you a little confident about
Come
swinging the
on
smoke.
in. Water's warm. Kind of crazy though the way Spirit's set up. Had a vacant A site, and as much as they believe in their setup, there's always a chance a lurk could come by. They never overthought it at all. They just blocked on B, pretended like the map was fully covered, and lo and behold, Virtus Pro came to them. Another B take, it looks like inbound. Quick check on the grenades. I mean, there's no two-layer exec here for Virtus Pro. It's going to be one and in.
Those low health bars that could be problematic when the time comes. Down goes Electronic again, 16 health.
16 health.
So easy one for Chopper to pick up. Fame is also
タイミング。 タイミングよ。
How easy of a job is that for Chopper to clean house?
It's also 40 seconds. Like they're gonna have to go search for information. They can't get this with just Cave. So Virtus Pro downplaying it to the wire, but
モンストやる気でね。
5v3. You're gonna have to be careful not to get spammed here too, honestly. There's just too many healthy CTs. They're gonna try some stuff.
See Zway getting closer, so a question of how many guns for VP do get saved, but no denying this round just fizzled out in an awkward fashion. Now the wall bangs come, surely, from Chopper.
Yeah, he was a little too far, but...
それもっと上やね。
Almost.
Got away with it.
All right. Cue that one up to Spirit. Now it's just the one-round lead.
Never happened. The lead was just in your imagination. Nice lure. Naded them, said get out.
An easy hunting for Chopper because of those nades that you see in the kickoff for the replays.
Yeah, that's why, I mean, if you don't put enough map pressure, you get a push like that, then of course your exec's going to interrupt it at 40 seconds. It's actually the CTs who are nervous about the info they don't have.
Donk again with a chance. Flit. Oh, wow!
Yo.
Just 3 headshots!
No, we have to
over
watch
8 bullets!
Those adjustments again.
強。
Is it chance, or can he really live in those nanoseconds?
It was like a jolt of lightning. Look at him
Look at the
laughing.
smirk on his face, dude. He knows that was disgusting.
投げ物使んないでエイムで破壊するのやばいって。
Like magnets. 8 bullets, 3 headshots.
What am I watching?
Production, you know we need that in slow-mo, right?
It's like every single person he aimed to, he thought was going to be in a different place. Micro-corrected each time, and it looked like...
なんかモチベーションあれば動画とか出そうかなと思うけど、そこまで上がんねえな、なかなか。
Whoa. I want that guy on my team.
That was kind of like Fruit Ninja.
Okay, sure. Because he just sliced through 3 melons? And another round where VP just fizzle out into nothingness. That is scary.
That was really... Look at this.
This looks like some kind of Mayan human sacrifice.
Yeah.
3 bodies down the stairs. The gods just feasted.
I mean, let's just watch, huh? Shall we? What?
やば。
No, he was
何それ。
right about the second kill. He just perfectly corrected to the third headshot so instantly. There was no chance.
やば。
The next bullet.
こいつやべえわ。
That's the smallest correction. The second pre-aim is perfect, and then just one more. Ah, it's art. It's art, really. Damn, it's uncounterable. has one multi-kill this game.
It was 2. And we had to mention it because we knew it wouldn't last long. It's 5 now for the record. Oh, and now it's Shiro's turn.
Pop off.
We saw an icy clip from the same position, but Shiro goes wider, and in doing so, reopens the door for Perfecto's double. Chopper's now suddenly alone for a second. Quick scramble over from Donk and Zontix. Chopper's been figured out. He got hit by a teammate. That's why he doesn't peek here. Perfecto got hit by a teammate and disengaged from the clear.
Yeah, unlucky. Could have gone for the swing. Probably still should have, but they were all about them jiggles right there. So 1 round lead now for Team Spirit. After a bit of a T-side collapse here from Virtus Pro. Pistols helping this game for Spirit. They won both.
VP still searching for their first T round.
Yeah, that's why Electronic got mad about that one attempt. Now those chances,
Oh,
really good mid-round rifle chances now on T-side are that valuable. You cannot let
もう
those
土
go.
曜日な。早くない？もう土曜日な。
You know, it's those moments that we even saw for Vitality where Rops gets the 1v2 on Train. Those are the ones that make the difference in the game now. And he was waiting to wait until 10 seconds left to make that play. Nothing you can do.
Not every day you see Flit in disbelief like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure VP, unfortunately, are in the back of their minds starting to think about how this one went up in flames. Double AK between Perfecto and Flit. It's actually quite a bit invested here for VP, so you better pull off some frags, and Flit will get it started with a double. Deep push into Zontix. He survives for now, supported by that rotation flashbang to keep him up, ready for the deep sight swing. Utility keeps falling forward. Donk just wants to push in, and the moment Flit thinks he can swing for another, he's looking to bait Zontix. He'll finish off Perfecto, and so Donk hoping to get this site cleared out, but the Molotov doesn't go far enough. And so he still feels and is right that there's a player behind that pillar, tries to draw him in. Donk knows where you're both at, and Electronic hits a key headshot. Shiro to push in. Guns on 17 shots. Is it enough? Because Electronic with a pistol. AK for Shiro and the hit.
He's done it.
なんで木箱隠れねえの？
11th round for Spirit.
To work with. Somehow Donk almost found a way to even get more there. That's ridiculous. But Shiro, yeah, all the while we're talking about Donk. Shiro throughout this entire game so far here on CT side. Unreal rounds. Man, nice entries from Flit. It's another spot where, you know, it's a good position. It's not like super solid because there's still pistols. You could have more utility for T-side. The 2 kills still should give you winning chances, but retakes are still entirely possible. I'm just saying it's less hard to get extremely mad about losing a spot like this. Maybe a little frustration. Maybe because you're damn near on map point already. Getting lots of HE damage. Even if it's only a little bit, a chip here and there, powers up these M4s. That nade will rock them too.
Oh, that's half of Perfecto and Flit both gone. Chopper into some cover here, but they saw him dive in. Turn. If it's not Flit, it's Fame. And flashes for his way to have to handle. He'll go down with nothing. Again, they remain constant in this pressure on the B site. With the way last round started, you could understand why. A rinse and repeat kickoff here in round 21. This time, it looks like VP finally have won their first T round win.
That's pretty cool because, to be honest, there were so many good flashes in that exact. As much as the counter or the first utility, the HEs that came out of Team Spirit did lots of damage. They landed where they were supposed to. They could have scared VP. They could have made a difference on those entries. The entry players were excellent, especially Fame here from Virtus Pro, obviously. But the flashes to support everyone scaling into the site were also perfectly placed, perfectly timed. Efficacious, baby.
The fact fact they gobbled down that frag grenade and still got through with the entries. Fame takes up the position in front of both the players that got naded. Yeah. They just bailed off into the smoke. They let him come in as the third piece. And good on him, because if not, then you're 2 players half health hiding in a smoke. Down a man with a scrambled rotate inbound.
Bit of a scare to Spirit since it's such a close game, score-wise. Of course, this half is not very T-sided, but if they can make a play like that, I have faith they can absolutely win this game. That was just very strong. And again, they did that in the face. Their entry player got hit down half HP and got 3 kills. A main push coming up. Fame's got to stay very sharp here. Won't be any kind of push, it looks like. Let's see if Fame can get another big one. Let's look at this raw 50-50. No Zontix around here.
Oh, no way you don't get that.
Wow. And that's what Zontix is good at. Fair enough. 19 health.
Take Shiro's sniper as they go for the boost. It's a very fast move from Virtus Pro. Zontix eats another flashbang. Double molly comes his way, and that's going to be enough to burn him out. Will they anticipate this green spot? Chopper trying to do his best to serve up a distraction. We do have all of VP just stuffed inside this donut tunnel. Shiro yet to turn around. But all it is a bit of a challenge on the CT lane.
Oh, but they're kind of scared because CT smoke's about to come up. They want to recommit, but they know that there's still a push potentially on the left side. They're fanning out a little bit more. They could go B. They're trying their best not to look desperate, though, in this spot. They got to make sure they manage their time very effectively. This will be a masterful call from Electronic if you can figure this out. 2 players lean towards the B site. They're trying to trick Donk.
Donk comes back now. Electronic in the angle, and he will win that duel heads up. Takes a bunch of damage, but Sway needs to get this and then go B. And in not doing so, looks to me like Virtus Pro have that 11th round in the 11th hour. Icy full commit to plant, low health for Blitz, still survives. 6 damage from 15 to 9. Do Spirit take a swing at this? Money is low. Oh, but now you've got the flit finish off. And surely that makes it feel a little more doable. Shiro's gonna come sprinting over.
Yeah, he switched to another rifle.
He's going to come down to the final seconds.
Sway has a smoke. He has a smoke.
That'll block off the cave play. Icy at bat. Gets nothing just yet. It's perfecto from the cave to do it instead. Shiro going to try to throw it in deep. Bomb not planted.
He doesn't care.
Icy.
Yeah, he made him run.
Shiro's just going to stick this, and you've got to go all the way deep and still hit the shot, but you won't, because Shiro knows how to clutch like nobody else on Spirit.
And he does it consistently.
これはやばいね。これ勝つのやばいよ、スピリット。
He wanted the T to run away, so he could run around to default. He had a nade to buy the extra second.
これ負けんのもやばいけどな。
That's just. The awareness is crazy.
The frag grenade forces Icy further from the site, and that extra second is why he doesn't have time to aim into the hands of Shiro.
Absolutely why he did that. That was so smart from Shiro, and you know that because he could have taken the fight, but he didn't even risk it on the 50-50.
And good on Sway as well for not only trading Electronic, but also getting that flit kill.
Absolutely.
Which could have even come easier had the first shot dropped him from 15, but he got a second chance, missed the off shot, and Sway got that retake going. Now we're going to get a player burned up into the flames. Spirit securing themselves 2 map points. This comeback is very real because the CT side's so strong. Through the smoke, fires off. And 5v3 for Spirit, already with an off to prevent you from going anywhere. Virtus Pro's hopes have gone up in smoke on Ancient. This damage inside of the cave draws them forward, but it is an Icy 1v5 demanded of him. Late game impact from Shiro in the dying moments of critical rounds. Of course, he is always good for the clutch. 4 clutch rounds, 4 1vXs for Spirit across this map. And with Donk having a hell of a recovery once he switched over to that CT side. 22 kills at minimum to finish. Him and Shiro, the duo that just doesn't die. Icy's 13 health gives him false confidence, but this one's wrapped up. 23 frags in the end, a killer CT-sided comeback, and real chances for Virtus.pro on the attack that we saw their frustrations come through when they lost, because VP did indeed have a way to close Ancients.
まあきついよ
Party
な。
for Spirit on map number 1 and practically flawless second half on that CT side, really giving it back to Virtus.pro, who, let's be real, Maui, they had a fighting shot of this. They had moments where they could have turned the tide, and they had a great first half to start this one off as well.
And you know who was there to stop their party, Freya? It wasn't the cops, it was Shiro, okay? That was what he did in the late round there was really why he was, in my eyes, the best clutcher of last year. I know you could throw names like Monasi and Zaiwu up there, but the consistency that Shiro delivers, it's by design. Just like Donk is a killing machine at the beginning of the rounds, Spirit have outlined that Shiro is indeed their closer, and he definitely delivered on that.
I mean, in the late round and the mid round as well, Shiro was just unbelievably good at shutting down those VP plays. And VP tried a few contact plays, they tried a few fast execs, they had plenty of plays that actually pushed Shiro into bad positions. Then Shiro goes, well, if I can't get the picks early, can't get them on the site hit, I'll just clutch. It's no problem, I can do all three.
Let's go back to the first half. We will be diving into the Shiro clutches, I'm sure, momentarily.
では、お疲れさんで
This was
す。
such a flying start for Virtus.pro, mainly down to